Oh Hellos, my favorite band, besides AJR, that writes some of the most emotion-provoking lyrics I have ever experienced. I am hyped about this one. This song means a lot to me, so I am excited to get started. And yes, I did cry while analyzing it. I am very normal about this song. The song in question is entitled Hello My Old Heart from the Oh Hellos EP from 2011. It is 4 minutes and 16 seconds of pure beauty. I will also be cross-referencing it with its 10-year anniversary rendition from 2021 as well. It's time to get analyzing. Literally, this song is about a person talking to their heart. They are asking how it is faring after some sort of hurt or heartbreak. They express fear of being alone and disgust in thinking this pain can help them grow. They want to find someone they can trust and be happy with. They elaborate on their own self-destruction, describing how they build literal walls around their heart to keep them safe. They acknowledge that this can irreversibly hurt them, but they just want to guard themselves. Eventually, they realize that things aren't meant to last and that the only way to heal is to move on. The song ends with their heart literally beating again and the person welcoming their heart back. To me, this song is about loss and grief. It is about losing yourself and having to build yourself back up again. You isolate to protect yourself because loving means pain will come. Living means you can get hurt. You don't want to accept that you can grow from this, but you want to love. You crave it. You just want to be accepted. But it can hurt you, so you never reach out. You build this wall around your heart. You build it to guard it, so no one can get in. But nothing can get out. You are slowly suffocating yourself with your own pain. The self-destruction is too much. So you learn. You learn that nothing is permanent and that it's okay not to be who you thought you were going to be. You learn that change is necessary, and you need to let go. So you do. You let go and you grow. You let the good come to you, even if it's only for a short while. And eventually, the version of yourself that you lost will come back to you. Sure, they're not the same, but despite everything, it's still you. This song means that loss is not forever, and learning to let go is important to move forward. At the beginning of the EP version, there is a stanza dedicated to the sounds of the heart. This happens again in the 2 stanzas after the bridge. A heartbeat is mimicked with the vocalization of ba-dum-ba. After the first stanza, the vocalization of this cuts out and the first verse begins. This symbolizes how the person's heart has stopped beating, as described in the first verse in the phrase, "I've been so worried, you've been so still, barely beating at all." This onomatopoeia occurs again toward the end of the song after the person lets go. At first, the vocalization is quiet, but it gradually crescendos into a joyous sound, along with loud instruments. This symbolizes the person's heart coming back to them after they have allowed themselves to heal. In the 10th anniversary version, this onomatopoeia is removed. It is instead replaced with gentle humming of the same notes. This creates a softer sadness in the song. This also changes the welcoming of the heart to a more quiet joy. This adds to the message of healing because it shows the emotional and physical toll loss can have. Like in the first stanza, the pain can cause someone's heart to emotionally stop beating, as in they become apathetic or empty. The pain can also cause someone's heart to physically stop as well, like in cases of heart attacks or broken heart syndrome. This can also represent how the body can have physical reactions to stress or grief. Showing how unhealed pain can affect the body using the heartbeat makes the message of letting go at the end more prevalent. This song is full of imagery. It paints the picture of a person talking to their heart in every verse. But there is a specific set of lines I want to talk about. In the second verse, the lyrics say, "And every day I add another stone to the walls I built around you to keep you safe." This imagery illustrates how people can build mental/emotional walls around themselves when in pain. It shows how people can end up causing more harm to themselves than they realize. By building these walls under the guise of protection, they just destroy all their external relationships and sever all sources of help. This adds to the message because it shows how falling into a pit of self-blame doesn't help you. Building walls and blocking people out just makes you hurt more. The irony pertains to 2 specific phrases in this song. It's been so long since I've given you away from verse 2, and I don't want to be alone from the chorus. It's ironic that this person doesn't want to suffer alone and they want someone to care, but they won't let anyone in. They are too scared to give their heart away again, and it ultimately makes their pain worse. This adds to the message of healing because it shows the unreasonable thinking caused by grief. You begin to believe that everyone is dangerous and close yourself off. If you don't learn to let go, you can destroy your mental health. The Oh Hellos often take song inspiration from C.S. Lewis or biblical stories. In this song, two passages parallel C.S. Lewis's work, The Four Loves. These passages are, "Don't tell me that we've grown for having loved a little while" in the chorus, and "How is it being locked away? Don't you worry, and there you're safe, and it's true you'll never beat, but you'll never break" in verse 3. The passage in the chorus parallels Lewis's feelings in his novel about losing his wife. It parallels how he doesn't want this heartbreak to be used for a good thing. The person in the song feels the same. They don't want this pain to justify the reason they have grown. The passage in verse 3 parallels this quote from The Four Loves. Quote, "If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give your heart to no one, not even to an animal. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable." End quote. It parallels how locking your heart away can make you cold. It makes it invincible but never able to love or be loved. These parallels add to the meaning because it gives a real example of how this cycle can affect someone. Grief and pain are non-discriminate. This shows that this can happen to anyone, but anyone can also grow and get through it. Okay, there is a lot for this one. And sure, it may seem really meticulous and nitpicky, but I promise it all makes sense. We are going to focus on the production choices of the EP version first. In the first stanza, the guitar symbolizes the heartbeat, as well as the vocalization. Then, in the first chorus, there is an added voice. This can symbolize the person's heart singing with them. After this, the guitar heartbeat becomes incredibly difficult to hear. In the second verse, the tempo picks up. The added voice is still there as well. These can symbolize how the person's emotions are beginning to spiral out of control. In the third verse, the tempo slows down and the instruments are calm. The guitar heartbeat is now audible as well. There are no added voices to this verse. This symbolizes the person finally realizing what they are doing to themselves. This is especially shown when they admit that locking their heart up means that it will never beat. In the bridge, the tone changes from scared to hopeful. There is a new instrument introduced that is different from the sorrowful guitar. This symbolizes the person finally deciding to grow and move on. Also, there are added voices similar to the ones from the second chorus in the line, "But you'll never find the answers." This can symbolize the bad thoughts trying to pull the person back one last time. Finally, in the last two stanzas of this song, the vocalization of the heartbeat comes back. There are rhythmic claps as well as joyful instrumentation. The phrase, "Hello, my old heart," is also thrown around. This symbolizes the joyful return of the person's heart. After this, the song ends suddenly. As for the 10-year anniversary version, the tone is very different. It begins with humming as opposed to the onomatopoeia from the EP version. The guitar heartbeat is still there. This symbolizes how their heartbeat has been affected by their pain. It has been weakened and is hard to make out, like a hum. Then, in both choruses, there is an added harmony. This again symbolizes the heart possibly singing with the person, but there is no harmony in the line, "I don't want to be alone." This symbolizes the person's fears coming true. They are entirely alone in their pain, and they won't do anything to solve it. Right before the third verse, there is a split second where the humming heartbeat returns. This shows the person's heart trying to reach out to them and come back to life. There is also an added harmony to the bridge. Then, with the repetition of "Until you set your old heart free," the guitar fades out and the line hangs in the air. This shows the feeling of letting go. The release of the guitar represents the person setting their old heart free. The song ends with a soft humming and vocalization. This vastly changes the tone from the EP version. It shows a gentler welcome to the heart coming back. Then the song fades out instead of ending suddenly. This represents the heart finally being at home and the person finding peace. Okay. I know that sounded like a lot, because it was, but I promise it all means something. All of this production symbolism adds to the meaning because it shows how complicated the journey can be. It represents how alone you can feel when in pain and all the damage you can cause to yourself and others. It emphasizes how important it is to keep going, no matter how difficult it gets. The symbolism is a reminder that healing is not linear. It shows that letting go will give you relief. It will set you free. Okay, that was a really deep and unnecessary analysis into a silly little song about heartbreak. I know I probably sound like a lunatic, but I know it all makes sense. I hope you enjoyed the deep dive into my silly little brain about this song. The oh hellos live in my mind rent-free. Anyway, fold your laundry, go laugh at a joke, touch some grass, and most importantly, go listen to the oh hellos.